Hello, everyone. My name is Vikram Sharma, faculty at Vedanta IAS Academy. Today, we are going to talk about one of the prestigious examination of this country, known as the UPSC Civil Services examination. Before talking about this examination, going into the depth of this examination, I would like to talk with all the students that what this examination is about. I will not be going into the depth of the examination like the what is the Indian polity, constitution, geography, history. All the subjects will be known by you with a plenty of time. But before that, if you want to reach to the higher echelon of your life, you need to know about that what is the first step into your life. Like you cannot sit directly into the class 10 to class 11th. Firstly, you need to clear the nursery, KG, class first, second, third. After that, you will be able to know about the levels of your life. For example, let's talk about a story of this. That what is the importance of this exam, as well as what are the prerequisites for this exam. What are the important things that are needed by a candidate for the accomplishment of this target into this exam. The first thing, according to me, is the smart work. What is smart work? The question arises. Everyone knows about one methodology in their life that for attaining something, you need to do the hard work. But what is this smart work is about? Smart work means, suppose I gave you a question and that question is having the 4 options, A, B, C, and D. The student knows about, he tells me that, sir, option number D is the correct answer. But despite after that, I will certainly appreciate that student that D is the right answer and at mostly it is the right. But what will be the smart work into this? The person who is smart will be knowing about that D is the right answer, but he also knows about that why A, B, and C are not the correct options. Understand about the depthness of this, that A, B, or C ka bhi aapko pata hai, why this is not the right kind of answer. This is the level of the UPSC, that is the smart work. The other thing, if I talk about that is the discipline. Discipline is called as a key to success in your life. Why we need a discipline, or what is the role of the discipline into our life? Discipline is the most integral part of our life. For example, when we talk about the armed forces personals, or the people, those who are into the armed forces, even after retirement, they are having one habit that they wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning. So, however, still they need not to go to the duty, still they will wake up at the 4 a.m. What is the prerequisite regarding this? That this is the ability inside them. Discipline creates a kind of a positive attitude inside you. If you are not disciplined in your life, it means you are lacking into a very important kind of paradigm. The person who is not disciplined in his or her life, it means he is leaving a very important path of his life. So being a civil servant, or whether you are into the armed forces, your criteria should be like that you are very much disciplined. After discipline, I will be talking about a concept that is called as the consistency. Now the question arises, what is consistency, or what is the importance of the consistency into the civil services examination? When I'm talking about the consistency, suppose you are studying about 10 hours a day. I will never suffice about that you need to study about 10 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, or the 12 hours, or the 14 hours. Depending upon the caliber of a candidate, he or she should study 6 hours or 8 hours. But what is the consistency into this? Suppose on Monday, you are studying 4 hours. Then on Tuesday, you are studying 3 hours. Then on Wednesday, you are studying 6 hours. This is not being the right kind of criteria. Consistency means if you are studying 6 hours on Monday, similarly you are studying 6 hours on Tuesday, similarly you are studying 6 hours on Wednesday. It means you are maintaining a integrity with your commitment. What is commitment? The other thing is the commitment. That everyone needs to make a commitment with himself or herself, that what are the prerequisites and how I will be able to enter into this examination and how I will be cracking this examination. Commitment to yourself, commitment to your family members, commitment to your faculties, and commitment to the biggest commitment of your life is the commitment to your nation. So that is the how much committed you are towards your work. That is the level of the commitment. After this, the other thing is the quality. What is quality? That when we talk about there are 2 things. One is quality and the second is the quantity. Suppose quantity, you are studying about 10 hours. and in between to that you are checking the WhatsApp or the social networking or the any other kind of Instagram, all this kind of provision. And you are, it does not mean that you are studying 10 hours. It means you are only putting the quantity. You are not focusing on the quality. I will never say that you should study about the 15 hours or the 18 hours. You study 6 hours or the 8 hours for this examination, but whatever you are studying in a qualitative format. जो भी आप पढ़ रहे हैं उसके अंदर एक रस है, उसके अंदर एक क्वालिटी है, और वो क्वालिटी से ही आपका एग्जाम निकलेगा. I will never say that you should focus more on the quantity. You should always focus more on the quality. After that, which are the other prerequisites, like the decision making. A candidate of the civil services exam must have a decision making capability to its paramount interest. Whatever the decision you are going to take, for example, let me talk with you regarding a story over here. In the West, or into the, if I say into the USA, there was a ship was being built. The ship was very much beautiful. The ship was having all the features as well as the characteristics. But what was the problem of that ship? The ship was not having one thing, that is compass. It means the ship was not knowing where it is going. So it means what I am targeting over here, that you should have a good kind of decision making. You must have a person who is called as the compass of your life, who always give you a right kind of decision, and through whom you can also attain a right kind of decisions in your life. So that is the level of the decision making. And there are a number of other prerequisites that are being required from time to time for this examination. But when we talk about the civil service as an exam, what is this exam is about, or is this exam is easier or is it tougher? Most of the people, or if I say about the majority of the people into this country or throughout the world, they will say first thing about the exam that this is the most toughest exam of this country. Or if I say about this is into the top 5 examination of this world, or if I say about that the UPSC Civil Services is the mother of all examination. It is quite right in nature, but you cannot say that this is the toughest examination of this world or this country, because this exam require one more character that is called as the rationality. What is rationality? That you must have a logical kind of thinking. Whatever you think, whatever you speak, actions speak louder than the words. Whatever you are speaking about, that should be having some kind of logical thinking. A civil service agent is very much logical in his attitude. That is another prerequisite of this exam. After the rationality, you must have a positive attitude. Positive attitude is the prerequisite of this exam. Number of time, the time will come that you will encounter that I am not able to clear this exam. This is a time consuming exam. So their positive attitude will play a very significant role. Then after that, the other thing is the patience. You must have a very high kind of patience level. Students are there, those who have given 5 times the civil services exam, and despite after that they are not being selected. It means the student has given 5 years, 5 to 8 years to this service, to this exam of the civil services, and despite after that the person is not able to get selected into the civil services. So for that you must have a good kind of, or the good level of patience, which will help you to reach your endeavor. So all these are the prerequisite, or if I talk about the kind of terms and condition before entering into the examination of the civil services: smart work, discipline, consistency, commitment, quality, decision making, rational, positive attitude, as well as the patience. So all these are the prerequisites of this exam. Now, when we talk about furthermore that why this is the mother of all the examination, I want to tell you about this, that under this examination, the syllabus is wide. The syllabus is very much vast. I will say this thing, that into the civil services examination, आपको ये जो ज्यादा पता होना चाहिए कि क्या नहीं पढ़ना rather than क्या पढ़ना है. This is a very important criteria for this exam, because there is a lot of stuff, lot of material that is being available into the market. तो उसमें से क्या पढ़ना है, किस तरीके से पढ़ना है, because this is the only exam of this country which talks about one thing, that is the application. ये एप्लीकेशन की बात करेगा एग्जाम, ये कोई रट्टाफिकेशन की कभी बात नहीं करेगा, ये सिर्फ एप्लीकेशन की बात करता है, that how to put that Hindu newspaper into your static part that you are studying into the Indian polity, or the static part that you are studying into the geography, or the static part that you are studying into the any other subject like the international relation. So this exam also requires another thing that is called as the application, which is included into the concept like the rationality. But before that, the student used to think about a lot of things, that whether we should enter this examination, there is a level of uncertainty whether I will be selected or not, what will be the condition, and what will be that if I will not be able to get through this examination, what I will be doing into my life. This is very much important. So here, firstly, you should have a backup plan. Plan A and plan B should be formulated by you. Plan A is simple, that is the civil services exam. But what is plan B? That if you are having some kind of problems pertaining to this exam, you should also create a backup plan. Yes, this will be my secondary stage. Now, when you are focusing on the plan A, so you should give all the efforts of your life. Even it is being said that if you fully create your energy at a single place, the energy, the entire of the other forces that surround you will help you in achieving your target. So that is the aura of this exam. This is the prestigious exam, and the other things will be talked by. Let's talk further more about this, that what is UPSC. Into the general, UPSC stands for the Union Public Service Commission, or in Hindi it is called as the Sangh Lok Seva Ayog. But this is the full form of the UPSC. This is the abbreviation. ये full form है उसका कि Union Public Service Commission. इससे ज़्यादा ये क्या है body? Now we need to go into the depth of this body. कि इस body का काम क्या है, ये काम कैसे करती है, कैसे service allot करती है. All these things will be considered by us in this video. Let's talk about this. That UPSC. UPSC is the watchdog of. Please understand about this. UPSC is the watchdog of merit system in India. Question arises, what is watchdog? Watchdog are the agencies or the organizations which are having a very sharp eye on the talent. For example, if I talk about who is the watchdog on the stock market, the stock market watchdog is the SEBI. For example, if I talk about who is the watchdog on the merit system of the India, similarly the UPSC, Union Public Service Commission. So the first thing is this, that UPSC is the watchdog of the merit system in India. It conducts the exam. Now, which kind of exam is conducted by UPSC? That is called as the Civil Services exam. But one should remember about this, that not only the Civil Services is conducted by the UPSC, there are a number of examinations which are conducted by UPSC. Among them, the most prestigious is the Civil Services. First is the Civil Services. If I talk about the other examination, that are like the Provident Fund Commissioner, PFC. Then other is the Assistant Commandant, CAPF, IFOS, Indian Forest Services. All these are the exam conducted by the UPSC. Among them, the most important exam is the Civil Services. Now, under the Civil Services, which are the exam are there, or which are the post, that is the AIS, Category A and Category B. AIS stand for the All India Service. Please understand about this. And All India Service are included IAS, IPS and the IRS. These rest are the 23 services, or up to the, if I talk about the 21 services. I'm explaining again. UPSC is the watchdog of the merit system in India. It conducts the different kind of exams: Civil Services, Provident Fund Commissioner, Assistant Commandant, Indian Forest Services. Among them, the Civil Services is the most prestigious exam. Civil Services followed by the AIS, that is the All India Service. AIS comprises of the Indian Administrative Service, Indian Police Service and the Indian Revenue Service. Wherever if I talk about the Indian Revenue Service, further classified into the income tax as well as the custom and excise. Okay, and the other services, rest are the 20 to 21 services are there, which are these. For example, Indian Foreign Services, Indian Ordnance Services, Indian Auditing and Accounting Services, Indian Defense Estate Services. Then after that, the Indian Railway Traffic Services. Then after that, the Puducherry Civil Services. All these are the part of the category A and B. So that is the general criteria. That is the B point regarding the UPSC. Now let's talk about that. What are the constitutional provisions of this body? That कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में इस बॉडी की जगह क्या है? एज अ कमीशन, आर्टिकल 315 to article 323 contains provisions for the UPSC. So constitution में भी ये body present है, and as a constitutional body, not as a non-constitutional body. Don't worry about that. Constitutional and non-constitutional bodies will be a topic of the Indian polity and constitution. So for the present time being, you should understand that UPSC is also a constitutional body under the article 315 to the article 323. Then if I talk about the furthermore, what are the other domain where the UPSC does not have its reach, जहां पे UPSC का अधिकार खत्म हो जाता है?